Hi, I'm Wayne and this is Bassador Woodworking. Bailey learned how to use the stove. Bailey figured out how to get food off the top of the stove, and when she does that, sometimes she turns the gas on. So we don't want the house to explode, so I built this little gate to keep her away from the stove, because that's something I thought I'd have to do in my life. I'm going to use up some scrap material in this build, so I start at the radial arm saw to cut down some 2x4s. The center section will be 30 inches by 30 inches, and each wing will be 14 inches by 30 inches. I'm going to utilize some scrap plywood as uprights in this gate, so to make sure that I have a flat surface on each edge of the 2x4, I rip the rounded edges off each side at the table saw. That way I can safely cut a groove down the length of the bottom and top rail. I then set to work cutting the 3/4 inch groove in the rails. I really should have set up the dado stack for this cut, it would have saved a load of time, but I'm stupid and initially thought I would only need to make a few cuts and the time setting up the dado stack would not be worth it. You can see how wrong I was. These are all individual passes with no repeated frames. This shot is a testament to how I am dumb and don't value my time. I then ripped the plywood into 2-inch strips. These will be the uprights. And then over to the radial arm saw to cut them all to length. The gate will be assembled using lap joints. Again, this would have been quicker using the dado stack at the table saw or the radial arm saw set up as the dado station it was intended to be, but in this case I was using the 2 radial arm saws in a different project and did not anticipate my dog learning to turn on the stove, so I opted to cut the lap joints using forward and back strokes at the radial arm saw instead. Assembly was quick and easy. I put plenty of glue in all the joints and then tacked everything together with 1-inch brad nails. I used my large collection of 1, 2, 3 blocks as spacers to make sure that all my uprights were evenly spaced, and then tacked them in place using brad nails. With the center section complete, I repeated the same process on the 2 wings. The uprights fit in the slot nice and snug, and the lap joints were square and tight. Overall, I'm very happy, even if I did make all of the pieces in the most inefficient way possible. With all 3 pieces assembled, it was time for sanding and finishing. I started with 150 grit and sanded to 220 grit before applying stain. I applied a coat of honey stain to all surfaces. This is the same stain I used on the floating shelves and have used throughout my house. I bought way too much of it a few years ago and I'm still working my way through it. It's a color my wife likes and it does a really good job of hiding plywood edges. Now, I did not use any pre-stain conditioner on this project. I'm oftentimes too impatient for the extra step, but Friday Workshop did a great video that highlights the effect it can have on stain application. I'll link to it in the description so you can check it out. With the stain fully dried, I applied 3 coats of spray polyurethane, lightly sanding between coats with 400 grit sandpaper. I finished the piece by buffing it with some craft paper. The last thing to do is to apply the hinges to the wings. These are just 2.5-inch all-purpose hinges I picked up from the hardware store. It was really easy to build, and now Bailey can't turn the stove on and blow up the house while we're gone, or kill herself and her brother. So, thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to keep up to date with new projects as they are released. Until next time, thank you. You got anything? No? You good? Okay. Yeah, you can go play.